Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori and this is Holy City Mystic. Thank you so much for being here. So today we are going to talk about 3 different cheat sheets when it comes to chart readings. Cheat codes, quick tricks. Alright, the first one is going to be chart pattern. Now, if you've never heard of a chart pattern, that's okay. Not everybody hears about it. One of the amazing books that one of my teachers recommended when he was going through all this stuff is Discover the Aspect Pattern in Your Birth Chart by Glenn Mitchell. Comprehensive guide. This is really great. It goes into all of them. It also has different, not just chart patterns, but different aspect patterns. So it talks about the Hammer of Thor, the Yod, as well as like the Mystic Rectangle and stuff like that. And so it is very helpful for that. But the different chart patterns, you have the bucket, the bowl, the splash pattern, the splay pattern, the fan, the locomotive, the bundle, I think there's 7 in all, if I'm saying it right. But I really do use this book for almost all of my readings, just to like go back and make sure that I'm telling people the right thing as I prepare for all the readings. But if you look at your overall chart pattern, it is going to have a personality trait associated with it. And that's just based on how the patterns are located. So somebody with a seesaw chart pattern, that's where like half the planets are over here on this side and then half the planets are over here. So they're in opposing quadrants. This person is going to have a definite duality to their personality. There are going to be a lot of Libran qualities where it's like, I understand both sides to the argument. Fairness is very important to me. Everybody getting along is very important to me. Even if Libra is a completely empty sign in their chart, if they have that seesaw chart pattern, there is going to be some qualities in their personality that are like the scales. Now, if somebody has a splash or a splay chart, that is where there are only like 2 or 3 empty houses or signs in their birth chart. Everything else is occupied by at least 1 or 2 planets. These individuals are going to feel like they have very busy lives because something is always touching something. Like Saturn, Chiron, Pluto, they're always somewhere in the birth chart. And so it's like as soon as Saturn moves off of something, it's going to move on to something else. And so there is going to be a definite intensity to their lives. Their lives are going to be very busy and scattered and feeling like there's always something going on. So they might hit 30 or 40 and feel like they have lived officially like 20 lives already, just because some of the slower moving planets, as soon as they get done with one planet, they're moving on to another one. And so learning all the aspect patterns and, associating what you need to with your own chart, that is kind of a cheat sheet when you're looking at it, because you don't have to know what your ascendant is. You don't have to know, what your ruling planet is or anything like that. We will get to that one because that's another really great cheat sheet. Quick tip, I don't know what to call it, but it's just knowing how the planets are spread over your chart is going to give you a lot of information in and of itself. This is something that I really hope to do like a video series on at some point. I do use it in a lot of my readings where I like to just start straight off the bat. Okay, this is your chart pattern. This is what that might mean for your life. How is that going? So number 2, your chart signature. So for this, I'm literally just going to use J.K. Rowling's chart as an example of how to do this. So if you use astro.com, I know there are some other ones that would be useful for this, but astro.com already has like a really great grid, so I love using that. So you are going to look in the row for the elements. So fire, air, earth, water. And you're just going to see which row has the most items in it. So as you can see here, the row for J.K. Rowling that has the most is going to be Earth. And then you look at the column and see which ones have the most in the columns. And as you can see here, it is far and away mutable. And so with J.K. Rowling's chart, her chart signature is mutable Earth, which of course is Virgo. Now, she just so happens to have a stellium in Virgo, so that totally makes sense. And if you've read her Harry Potter books, you know her attention to detail is absolutely amazing. There's some things in the first book that come full circle in the sixth book. She also did extensive birth charts for each one of her characters. Just the fact that Neville and Harry were born on the same day, you know, that's a little tidbit that she knew going into it that doesn't come out until like what, the fifth or sixth book. Like, it's insane the amount of detail and very specific work that went into this. Very methodical, very Virgo energy. Now, what does happen sometimes is you actually get a chart signature that you don't have any planets or angles in. So it might be the type of thing where you just have a ton of cardinal energy and then a ton of fire energy, and you have nothing in Aries, but that really ends up resonating with you because you are an Aries person. Like, you have so much of this Mars energy, this drive, this cardinal energy, and it never really made sense to you because you're just like, well, I have a lot of Leo in my chart and some Sagittarius, but I don't have any Aries. Like, why do I have so much of this Aries energy? Well, it's your chart signature. So that's just kind of another helpful tip when you're looking at things to really pinpoint personality traits without having to dive deep into like your sun, moon, rising, ascendant, different angles, and all that stuff. So the last one that is very important is your ruling planet. Basically, all a ruling planet is wherever your ascendant is. So you do have to have an accurate birth time. Wherever your ascendant is. So, you know, say it's in Scorpio. Your ascendant's in Scorpio. The ruler of Scorpio is going to be your chart's ruling planet. Now, there are some signs, Scorpio included, who have ancient rulers and modern rulers. So the ancient ruler of Scorpio is Mars. The modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. So with that, that's the part where you get to figure it out. You get to go and meditate. You get to keep a journal or really whatever you want to see which one resonates more with you. If you do believe in traditional rulers only, that's very easy for you. But if it is the type of thing where you really could go either way, then it is good to figure out which one resonates more with you. For me, it's 100% both. I am very Plutonic as a person. Oh, my ascendant is in Scorpio. I am also a very Martian person. I have a lot of Mars energy. And so both of those things are going to tell you a lot about my baseline personality. I am ruled by Mars and I am ruled by Pluto. So if you do have your ascendant in like Taurus or Aries or something, it's going to be Venus, it's going to be Mars. That is something you don't really have to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. But that's going to be very helpful for you just because any transits to that planet are going to be a lot more significant because that's the ruler of your entire chart. Just like when that planet transits something else. So not only, you know, say it's Venus. Venus is the ruling planet to your chart. Paying attention to when Venus angles against something in your chart, Venus in the sky, when it crosses your natal sun, when it trines your natal sun. These are going to be moments in your year that are going to be something you can pay attention to. Likewise, if Saturn is crossing over your natal Venus, that is also going to be something you really need to pay attention to because it's your chart ruler. So it's almost like the heart of your chart. So, you know, if something is crossing over a non-ruler of your chart, it might be something that you don't really feel as much. It's more of just, you know, a brush off the arm or something like that. But if something is going to your chart ruler, then that's like it's going straight to your heart. It is very significant. So those are just 3 things that I use all the time when I'm doing readings. I hope they're helpful to you. I hope they can bring you some good insights, and I hope you guys have a great day.